Hello everyone, welcome to the OK Kiteboarder. My name is Kyle and I am the OK Kiteboarder. I'm the OK Kiteboarder for two reasons. First of all, we come to you from beautiful Tulsa, Oklahoma, home of gusty, inland, lake kiting conditions. And secondly, because I'm just your average OK Kiteboarder, and I think that's true for most of us. I hope that you enjoy this YouTube channel and furthering your journey as a better kiteboarder. To begin, I'd like to talk about travel and assembly. Initially, I was intrigued by the Nobile Zenfoil splitboard package for travel. I've been a kiteboarder for about 10 years now, and travel is never anything that's easy. And now I'm entering into this new sport of foil kiting with additional weight, additional materials, additional size, and it was a good solution for that. Let me cover some of the negatives first of all with the Nobile luggage package. Through my order in Silent Sports, I was sent a 96 centimeter mast. Unfortunately, the 96 centimeter mast just won't fit inside the Nobile travel bag. So I had to reorder an 86 centimeter mast so that it would fit. Another drawback, I think, to the travel bag is the fact that it has these two wheels on the bottom of the bag, but they're just simply not very functional. If you don't have equal weight distribution within the bag really just topples over. And so being able to use it functionally from your car to the airport, inside the airport to your destination, it doesn't really work. The good thing is they came up with these backpack straps that work actually really well. And then they also have a holster strap and a side strap where you can hold it in your hand to the side. So if I were Nobile, I would probably eliminate the wheels, get rid of the extra weight that's just not needed and it's not functional anyway. Let's talk about assembly. Assembly of the foil is extremely easy, and disassembly is just as easy. All the tools fit within a nice carrying pouch that also fits within your travel bag, and the same can be said for your board bag as well. What I'd like to talk about now is the performance of the Nobile foil and split board. To begin with, the foil does not handle low speeds or low winds that well, I don't believe. It feels a little unsteady, a little unstable until you have adequate wind or adequate speed. In those low speeds, it doesn't come up on the foil very easily until you hit a little bit of speed. And then it levels out and it actually feels like a really stable foil underneath your feet. I'm able to S-curve going heel to toe pretty easily, until those conditions get really light or your speed gets really slow. What I really love about this setup is I love this board. The board has a concave top, which makes it extremely forgiving, especially when dealing with transitions. I'm currently learning how to do water jibes on transitions. I'm able to successfully do that with this board probably 80% of the time. To compare that, let's look at the Alien Air board with Slingshot. Currently, maybe 1 out of 30 times I can actually successfully perform a water jibe in transition. So that's a huge benefit. You can really walk all over this board and it doesn't tip over or slip out from under you. Another one of the reasons for that, I think, is because it's a low volume board. The low volume also helps for me on water starts. If you notice with a higher volume board, a lot of times there's a lot of torquing on your ankles, and that just does not exist for this board. As you can tell, I'm kind of in love with the board and kind of not in love with the foil setup. Another advantage of this board is its dual purpose. It has a couple fins that you can attach on the bottom, so you can take the foil off, go out and ride it as a directional board. Now I live in Oklahoma, so we don't have large waves that come in, but we do have rollers and we do have a lot of chop. I wouldn't recommend this board in wave conditions, but I definitely would recommend it as a unidirectional whenever you're in chop. And another advantage to this setup is that it's extremely light. Even though it's an aluminum foil, the whole setup is extremely light and easy to transport. One drawback of the board that I was warned about upon ordering is the fact that this deck pad will regularly come off of the board, that it becomes separated. And sure enough, after about 4 or 5 sessions, that was the experience that I had as well. So I've purchased some M3 adhesive spray and connected it with that, and we'll see if that holds up. But that's something to think about if you're looking at purchasing this board. It's probably going to come off. One adjustment that I've made with the board is I've gone to a 2-foot strap setup. I feel like the factory settings of the 3 are just too wide for me. I don't feel comfortable. I'm only 5'6", and that's probably the issue here. So I eliminated the back foot strap, and now I just ride it solely with the front 2 foot straps, which I actually like. Now, am I going to be jumping in that setup? No. But another point to remember is that if you use this setup, this split board setup on a foil for jumping, it does void the warranty. To recap the pros and cons, first of all, this thing is great for travel. There is no denying that. This whole setup is perfect for traveling with a foil. Secondly, I love this board. This board with its concave top, extremely stable when working on transitions. It's very good for dual purpose. If you want to use it as a unidirectional board and take the foil away, you can't beat this board. And it's also a very light setup. Even though it's aluminum, it's very light for travel. Now some of the negatives. It's not a high-performing foil. It's just simply not, but I don't think that it's supposed to be either. It's extremely convenient to go take on vacation, put it together on the beach, and go ride a foil in a remote location. That's the benefit of it, but don't expect it to be a high-performance foil. Also, don't expect a lot of speed on the foil. Don't expect to be able to ride it in all conditions when comparing it to maybe like a Ghost Whisperer carbon foil from Slingshot. It's just not the same kind of foil. So let's be realistic in our expectations. The other thing I didn't like about it is the fact that that deck pad does come off with very minimal use. I think it probably should be a little more durable than that. Join us next time when I cover some of the details in learning to kite foil from the vantage point of a learning foiler.